Hey, what's up? I'm Diamond. Welcome back to my channel, Diamond Star. Today I'm bringing you a video about how to survive an online class, knowing that a lot of students are now taking classes online because of the quarantine that we are currently in the US and around the world. But before I get into the video, please make sure that you like this video if you like the video. Also make sure you comment down below any video suggestions that you may have or any other tips that you would like to share. And make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more videos. Now let's move into the video. The first tip I have for you is to manage your time. Find your most productive time. I don't technically believe in procrastination, and I do believe diamonds are made under pressure. But you do need to schedule enough time in your day to be able to complete the work that's due before it's due. But just an FYI, if you wait to the last minute or you wait to just enough time to finish your assignment before it's due, 9 times out of 10, you will definitely find something else that you will want to do instead. I have tried this method out. I've tried to wait maybe 2 hours before an assignment is due and try to do it with knowing it'll only take me 2 hours, but there was something almost always that I would have rather been doing other than my assignment. So get it done as early as possible. Number 2, stay in touch with your teachers. Whether you reach out to your teacher through an assignment portal, through email, through phone, make sure that you stay in contact with your teacher. There's 3 times to reach out to your teacher. Reach out to introduce yourself, reach out for questions on assignments, and reach out for grade clarification. If you have to call your teacher on the phone, make sure you email them and schedule a time to call them, and only call them when necessary. You don't want to call up your teacher like a friend when they might have other things they need to tend to. If it is an absolute emergency and you have to call your teacher, make sure you're short, sweet, and to the point. The reason you should reach out to your teacher because it shows the teacher that you care. It can be the difference between a failing grade and a passing grade. Also, it can be the difference between a B and an A. So it's important to make sure the teacher know your name, and even later on for recommendations, it's important for the teacher to remember who you are so they can write a positive recommendation on your behalf. If you ever want to apply for scholarships, you ever want to apply for grad school, or ever want to apply for undergrad. Number 3, find a study buddy. 2 minds are better than 1. It's important to have someone you can contact in an emergency situation. You want to be able to have someone you can ask questions to if you have an assignment that's almost due and you have a burning question that you need to get answered. Also, it helps you keep track of assignments because someone be there to ask you, did you do this assignment? You could ask them, did they do that assignment? And it just helps keep each other accountable. We can work together on assignments, not cheat, but help bounce ideas off of each other to make sure that you guys have the highest quality work possible. And you turn in your own separate work, but at the same time, it just helps you to make sure you're on the right track for assignments. Number 4, regularly regularly check your grades. Watch out for any dramatic changes. This is a way to check up on your teacher to make sure they're staying on top of grading and to make sure that y'all are on the same track when it comes to keeping up with the assignments, because you will know if you miss an assignment if your teacher puts in a 0 and you didn't expect a 0. So if you know that you could have done better on an assignment or you're aiming for a particular grade in the class, you can use the grades that you already made to calculate the grades you need to make in the future. Number 5, find balance. It's important for you to find balance between your work life and your social life. I know it's a little hard with social distancing right now. Having a break from your schoolwork will allow you to be more focused when you actually work on your schoolwork. Make sure you get your 8 hours of sleep, allot time to exercise, give time to your family, and set aside time for friends, whether on Zoom or FaceTime. Make sure that you have that time in your schedule where you don't have to think about work and you can mentally give yourself a break. I'm exactly where y'all are. I completely understand where you're coming from if you're not someone who like online classes. I have a love-hate relationship with online classes. I love to be able to work on my own time, but I do not like that there's really no structure to the point where it's easy for me to put off assignments and not do them and potentially forget about them. The last tip that I want to leave with you today is to use a planner. Because there is no class that you have to go to, a lot of people are bombarded with so many different syllabi and so many different emails that it's important to put your assigned work and your due dates into some sort of planner. Whether it's your phone calendar or a written planner so you know what work is due and when it's due, and allot time for you to do your work, because that is not fun. It's not fun typing those type of emails to your teacher. Just make sure that you get your work done and your life will be easier. I promise you. That's all I have for this video. In this video, I've given you 5 tips about how to survive an online class, and those 5 tips were manage your time / be productive. Secondly, stay in touch with your teachers. Third, find a study buddy. Fourth, regularly check your grades. And 2 bonus tips, find a balance between your schoolwork and your social life, even though we're in social distancing. And lastly, make sure you use a planner or agenda. As always, like the video if you like the video. Make sure you comment down below any video suggestions that you may have, as well as any comments that you or tips that you would like to add to the conversation. My goal is still 10,000, so if you're watching this video, please make sure you hit subscribe. Also, make sure that you share the video with anyone that you know is taking online classes. And for now, I'm Diamond Star, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.